Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about children and their studies, and why is it that some children do very well whereas other children at a certain age start to lag behind, lose their interest, and are not, do not qualify getting into good universities and colleges. So that is my topic for today. So before I start, just a reminder, remember to subscribe, remember to tap the bell icon. Only then will you receive any kind of an update for the videos that I keep posting. I do videos about everything related to astrology. I do major transits. Right now I'm doing a series on nakshatras, but just to break the monotony, I like to do other interesting and important videos. I like to touch other topics that are very helpful for people who are learning astrology and for those who are not learning astrology but want to benefit from the knowledge. So great. So today's topic is all about children and education. So initially, when the child is quite young, I've noticed the child is completely guided by a parent, especially the mother. Many of the children are spoon-fed. Many of the children helped in every which way by the mother. I've heard mothers say, I make the child learn every single spelling as well. So she's doing more of the learning than the child. So there's a big push from the parent side. Then there comes a certain age when you have to let go of the child, when the child has to learn to do things themselves. That's, once they've almost finishing school and they're going to enter college. So around the age of 15, 16 is the time when the child becomes a little independent and you have to let go of the child. So prior to that, the parent, usually pushes the child to complete their studies, to do well. But at that age, then the child wants to be more independent, is more independent, and likes to take their own decisions. And that is when we've seen there is a drastic, change in the life path of the child. Some children, we of course will all know, do very well. They get admitted to the best of colleges and universities. They tend to score very well. They tend to do very well in their education, in their studies. But some children tend to lag behind, lose their interest, lose their focus, or don't have any kind of an aim as to why they are studying, what they see themselves doing in future, what will their future prospects be. They're not very clear about that. Those thoughts just don't come to these children, and they kind of just go wayward and they lose their focus, and so then they tend not to do as well in studies. And of course, there are times when a child could be working hard, but in spite of everything, you will see that the child does not perform as well, does not get into a very good institute. So there are various things that we see. Some children are generally lucky in that area. They tend to do well in spite of not putting in much effort. They tend to get into the best of universities. Some children, in spite of a lot of hard work, are not able to secure a seat. And there are other children who are just not very interested. They're not focused. They don't have a reason to study. They don't know what they would like to do in the future. There are no future plans, and the inner energy kind of just the energy dissipates, is a very scattered energy, and there is no focus, there is no concentration. And the parent is always telling the child, you must do this, you must study, these are important years, you have to get into a good college or a good university. But in spite of everything, you will see that such children do not have that focus. They just do not take things very seriously, or they are undecided about what they would like to do in life, or it's the present, it's the enjoyment, the fun, that kind of doesn't let them get on track. So that is my topic of today. So why is this happening like this with different children? What are the astrological reasons? So it's really very simple. Of course, we all know that the planets are important, the dashas and transits, all that is important. But there is something even more important than that. There is a thing called maturity age of planets. And Jupiter matures at the age of 16. So between the age of 15 to 20, Jupiter gets activated, it gets matured, but the peak is at the age of 16. Jupiter is the planet for knowledge and wisdom. Jupiter is our belief system. Jupiter is, what we value. Your values are seen from Jupiter. What you believe, what you aim for. Jupiter naturally signifies the second house of wealth, the 11th house of gains, and even the 5th house of knowledge. So at that age, when Jupiter matures, also the 9th house of your values. So when Jupiter matures at that age, you will develop certain values, certain belief systems that will push you in one way, in one direction or the other. So either your value system or your belief system will become very strong, and your aims will become very strong, because Jupiter is your belief, what you believe or what you would like to be, what you value, what you think is important for you. So either your belief system is formed in such a way that you see some kind of a future for yourself, some kind of a career for yourself, you see yourself fitting into some kind of space, and then you start working towards it. Or if your Jupiter is afflicted, if your Jupiter is not very strong in the chart, then you will not be able to make any such values or beliefs, and the energy will feel more scattered, more not focused. The lack of focus will be there. Such a child will not be able to form any real belief system. So if you talk about the natural, there is a natural dasha also. So from the age of 12 onwards, we have the dasha of Venus. Up to the age of 12, we have a natural dasha of the planet Mercury. From 12 onwards, it's the dasha of Venus. That's the natural dasha. So, and Venus is definitely going to make you go astray if you are not focused, if you do not have any plan, if there is no real belief system in you. So here the role of Jupiter becomes very strong. If Jupiter is strong, well placed, such a child will be very focused. Such a child will be able to identify what he wants to do with his life. His belief systems will be well formed. His value system will be well formed. He will have a clear-cut aim and target related to the 2nd and the 11th house. And since Jupiter also signifies the 5th house, the 9th house, such a child will tend to do well in studies. Such a child will be able to secure a position for himself or herself in a good university or a college, because both the houses of education, the 5th and even the 9th, the higher education, are signified by Jupiter. So the role of Jupiter at that age becomes very, very crucial. So you will, if you pick up a few charts, and you will see this stark difference. If Jupiter is combust, if Jupiter is badly afflicted, debilitated, in a Trik Bhava, and you can check the strength of Jupiter in the Varga charts also, and then in that case you will see such a child will not have a strong belief system, will not be able to form that, and that is the right age to have a value system, to have a belief system, to have an ideology, to have a clear plan of what you would like to do in life. And children who have an afflicted or a weak Jupiter tend not to be very focused, and they tend not to be very fortunate in getting results, good results in spite of hard work, because Jupiter is the natural planet for opportunity and luck. So such a child luck may not stand by you if Jupiter is afflicted, and opportunity may not come by, because Jupiter signifies the 9th house. The 9th house is both opportunity and higher learning, universities, colleges. So one may not be able to secure a position there. And if Jupiter is very well placed, then the child will be focused, the ideology will be well formed, the belief and the value system will be very strong and very clear. There will be a lot of determination, there will be hard work, but more than that there would be also a luck factor. So all this will play out very nicely if Jupiter is very well placed. So why I talked about the natural dasha of Venus, because Venus is the planet for relationships, enjoyment, and everybody at that age is going through the natural dasha of Venus. So Venus will naturally, again depending on how Venus is posited in the chart, the aspects and everything, but our natural tendency also would be, a bent of mind would also be towards all the Venusian activities. So unless Jupiter is very well posited here, the child can go more towards the Venusian activities of enjoyment, relationships, and friendships, companionship, whatever you'd like to call it, and comfort, fun, watching movies, going out, dinners, parties, dancing, good clothes. The focus would be completely in that direction, because that is the natural dasha that we all are running at that age. And so it is very important to have a strong Jupiter to be on track at that age. And in case there is an affliction in Jupiter, in case luck factor is not very supportive, then we must strengthen our Jupiter so that we get the right results. So for children at that age, I'm going to share a few remedies with you, very simple remedies that you can do. As a mother, you can do it for the child, and there are certain remedies that the child also can do. So the first remedy is mantra chanting. Very simple mantra for the planet Jupiter is Om Gurave Namah. So the child can do mantra chanting for this very simple mantra to strengthen his Jupiter. As a mother, you can start fasting on Thursdays for your child. You can make the child wear a gold chain, because gold signifies Jupiter. Jupiter represents gold. If not gold, tie a yellow thread around the child's neck, just a yellow thread. You can put a tilak of kesar on the forehead of the child. If you do not have kesar, you can even use haldi. These are very simple remedies. Do this daily, but get the child to start the mantra chanting. You can donate chana dal to a mandir on Thursdays. Other than this, you can make sure that the child, the study room or the study place or the study table of the child is according to the rules of Vastu. Now, it's important that the child be facing the north or the east. Ideally, it's the northeast, but it could be also north or east. So the child should be facing north, east or northeast. Behind the child, suppose this is my study table and I'm facing the east and I'm studying, make sure there is no window behind me. I need to make sure of that. There should be a wall behind me, and in case there is a window behind me, it should be heavily curtained, otherwise the child is going to be distracted. You can use a lamp on the table with yellow light. That too would help. So these are small remedies all related to Jupiter. Yellow is the color for Jupiter, so yellow light with a lamp facing northeast ideally, or east, because east is for sun. Sun is also for knowledge. Sun is for vision, for knowledge, for light. So either east or north. North is Mercury, so that is also fine. Northeast is the ideal. Northeast is Jupiter. Yellow thread or gold chain. Tilak, ideally of kesar, but even haldi is good. And chanting of the mantra Om Gurave Namah. Very simple and beautiful mantra. It will strengthen their Jupiter. So these small remedies will help your child get on track. So that is all for now. Very simple remedies, but I hope they are helpful for you. We'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye for now.